As we think about the future, like technology is now getting woven into everything. So if you believe Moore's law, right, that computing capacity will double every 2 years, well, now we're seeing technology enter the apparel industry. For instance, we found a startup where there's digital fabric. You can actually change the color of a handbag with an app on your smartphone.
No.
And it's a real thing, right? Now, what happens if that's ubiquitously adopted 7 years from now? And everyone is buying, I mean, how does that change the apparel landscape?
But why does that help you buy Coke over Pepsi?
Well, obviously, that's more of an apparel issue. So Coke versus Pepsi. One thing we talk about is the agility imperative. That's one of the big themes. Coke refranchised their bottlers. They got out of the asset of bottling and distribution. That was a very tough choice to make, but they made it, and they're better off for it. Pepsi has yet to do it. So as we think about agility, these are some of the things that are playing into our analysis.
Let me ask you about one area where you see a lot of transformation coming in. That's in healthcare and healthcare monitoring.
Yes.
And tell us how that plays out with what kind of devices and what kind of impacts on what we do, how we live, what we eat, whether we exercise or not.
Yeah, so if you think about it, right now wearables is very rudimentary to where we think it'll be, right? First of all, there are devices now or tests where you can actually understand your DNA and your genetics and what you should be consuming and what you should not be consuming. Habit is a classic example. Campbell's actually put an investment into that business, but you can take a test and understand exactly what you should be eating. There are other tests out there that can tell you what kind of bacteria you should have in your gut. So that will basically be determinant of what kind of diet you have, right? So as you kind of evolve this whole process and you converge bio and wearables and AI and artificial intelligence, you're now going to be able to have a situation 7 years from now where you'll get a real reading of exactly how many calories you're consuming, how much activity you have, how much sleep you need, how much water you need.
How much caffeine you need, because before you go, you have to, Tyler has been a coffee drinker since age...
7. Every day I've had coffee.
Right.
Is he going to be taking cannabinoids, whatever we call them, Nick, in the future?
So let's think about this. We have coffee, it's a stimulant, right? There's a lot of menial tasks that we do and we need coffee for, driving, data entry, just
keep you awake.
Yeah, to keep you awake. Think about how artificial intelligence and technology is going to change a lot of that, even when you get into the autonomous vehicle area, right? So our whole point is...
But you're not really telling me there's going to be no need. I
wouldn't say no need, but...
you say you think society will need relaxants more than it needs stimulants in the future.
Think about this. My kids are 11 and 9. By the time they become adults, they're going to be surrounded by technology, Internet of Things, devices everywhere.
I hear you.
They're going to be on 24/7. 30% of Americans...
But you want them taking cannabis to cope with that.
All I'm saying is the whole relaxation movement is, I think, going to become much bigger because everyone is so plugged in all the time. Think about this, 30%.
Lavender essential oils.
Meditation.
Nick, is this
Meditation, yoga, lavender essential, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Corona. Think about why Corona is so successful in a beer market that doesn't grow. It's because it sells escapism. And I think that's a manifestation of what's happening.
Your beach, your private, go to the beach.
Absolutely.
That's what it says.
Every time we see Nick Modi, a Corona gets its line.